Hey everybody, thanks for watching DIRYno. My name is Ryan and this is our first ever video. Today we are going to do a tool review on this Ryobi 18 volt 1 Plus floating speaker light show with Bluetooth wireless technology. Let's get this box opened up and we'll take a peek. Inside, I've already pulled the manual out. I've got that in the bathroom. You can probably hear our bathtub filling up in the background. This is the speaker itself. And to get that out of the way. And here we go. All right, so we got the some nice little graphics and stickers here on the side. You can tell when you flip it over, it's got a rubber ring right here, like foam rubber. These are all the different lights. And then as you spin it around, it's got 4 different clips right here. On top, we've got the power button, up volume, down volume, and then the light switching. So you can have this set for the lights either going with the music that you are playing. You can have it change to one specific light at a time, or you can have the lights off when you're using it. So one thing I will notice just as I get this opened is that you have to push these, and they're pretty firm, but you have to push this gray piece here before you reach under here and pull this up. On one of these, and I'll show you when I got this opened, we had, you know, me being a dude, I was not paying attention to the instructions or anything, and so I broke the tab off that helps to clamp that on. So that does not appear to affect its functioning at all. But this is what the inside of this looks like. So this is the base. Most of the weight is going to be down here. They've got a steel ring that is bolted on the bottom for some extra ballast weight. There's a little foam block that your batteries will sit on. As you can maybe notice a little bit by the profile, there is maybe about 3 or 4 inches deep at the most. If I just stick my fingers in there for a little bit of reference, as if that probably helps with reference at all. Got that. So the most of the stuff here is in the housing of the top unit. So got the top unit here. We flip this over inside. You may notice that's the speaker. So I'm going to put this fully to the test, so we will see how well that speaker actually holds up in being submerged in the water. We've got the little LED lights here going around, and which will play a role. So it's kind of interesting. There's 2 here and there's 1 here. Obviously you plug the battery in here. And this, the weight of this is about, it's slightly lighter than I would say the bottom piece is. So when you get a battery in it too, it's going to float down there. I would say battery size, we're going to be trying this out with my 1.5 amp battery that I have today. I have, we go over here and take a look. So we're going to be trying this out. I've got 3 different batteries here. I've got my 1.5 amp. I've got one of these off-brand eBay 4 amp batteries that I'm not going to use this on a brand new tool because obviously that impacts the warranty. And then I've got the Ryobi 9 amp battery. The 9 amps, not only would I not recommend putting a 9 amp battery in a tool that you would be submerging in water, or at least this one, just because of how pricey they are, it wouldn't fit in there either. I'm going to guess the 6 amp won't either. This makes a good fit. We are going to try this one out just to see what it does for a little itty bitty stab battery. This is the P102. Okay, so today is March 1st, 2020, and we are in Kansas City, Missouri, so there are no pools open outside right now. So I'm doing the next best thing that I can. I'm hanging out in our bathroom using our bathtub. We have filled up with water. And before we actually get it wet and start testing out just seeing how this plays out. I'm going to do a little bit of comparison tests. So some of you may actually have this radio. This is the P740, one of the old blue radios, and we're just going to give this a shot here just to see how this compares sound-wise. So we're going to put, let's just get to the next radio station here. So that's at its loudest volume. And that's probably what I would say would be a comfortable volume, just ear-wise. Okay, so we got that. So let's pull the battery out, because I almost dropped the thing. We're going to pop it in here. And then we're going to get our bass on. Okay, so these little clips, like the one that I had broken off before, they're a little finicky. So it looks like this gray button here is what holds that to the plastic underneath, and make sure, probably while the whole thing is closed, and make sure that stays clamped shut. So, but they're a little finicky, so it'd probably be best, I put that on upside down. I'm going to put this on right side up this time. See if that makes that easier. Okay, we got that one. That one. That one. Lights have already come on. All right, so now that I have this all clamped together, let's fire it up. I won't connect the phone to it quite yet, but just to see what this looks like. So you push the button, and I guess it automatically connected. We connected one of our kids' phones to it, so we can have some comparison for this video. And as you can see, the lights are already going around this thing. I'll flip this over so we can kind of see that a little bit more. Super sparkly. Okay, and so with the power being on, we've got the light switch here. When we get the music running, we'll push this button to kind of change the different colors. It's got blue flashing here at the moment. I'm guessing that means, having not read the manual yet, that has something to do with it being connected to the phone. So then pushing the power button again, you just push it. You don't push and hold it, you just have to push it, and it will beep again, all the lights will flash, and it turns back off. So same thing with turning it back on, and then that's the sound that it makes when it connects. This is a Bluetooth only speaker, so there's no radio on this whatsoever. So you have to make sure you've got some sort of device that you can connect to it Bluetooth wise. I've got my sound guy here in the background. I've got all my kiddos here kind of sitting here. Say, hey kiddos. Hey, okay.
I'm connecting it now.
My sound guy Nate is going to get us going on some volume here.
And get a free night for your next stay. One night,
It's all right.
2 nights.
Okay, so as you see this playing,
Book now at bestwestern.com.
this is the version that goes along with it while it goes along with the music here. All right, got a nice little Star Wars tune. All right, and then if you push and hold the button, push it again, and then it just changes so that it goes from color to color, like that. And then you can push it a third time to turn the lights all the way off. Okay, so let's try this out with volume. Is the volume up all the way? Okay. Okay. So that is the loudest volume for this speaker. And at least in this room, this is probably a little bit more of a comfortable volume for me. So I would say in general, it is a quieter speaker than the others. It seems to have decent sound. I mean, I'm not going to expect it to have a phenomenal amount of sound. Okay, let's go ahead and pause that. So, and I will read through the instructions here in a little bit to see if there's a way to actually pause the the audio while you are in the water and using this device. I do notice that when you push the volume, when it gets all the way to the highest volume, it will beep like that and cut out the music for a little bit. So for whatever that may be worth. All right, let's get ready to start doing some water testing here. I will say, as I go back here, I ended up buying this from Direct Tools. It ended up being a pretty big sale price. The list price is, if I remember correctly, I think $79.99 over at Home Depot. Direct Tools had it on sale for $13 and some change, and with $7 shipping, it was a little over 20 bucks. And so I figured, we've got a neighborhood pool. The kids like to go over there. They spend a lot of time over there during the summertime when school's out. And so it's like, I'm going to give this $20 speaker a shot and just see kind of what happens with it. And so, so we're going to put it to the test here, because if it doesn't handle the test here in the tub, then it's certainly not going to handle the test in the pool, because there's going to be a lot more movement going on over there. So let's see what we can do. We are going to go ahead and put our speaker into the tub. And I will say, I did look at the manual here just a second ago, and the blue lights that come on when you first turn it on are ones that indicate that it is waiting for the device that you have connected to it to start working. And so, so you just have to start selecting some music and go from there. It does not have the feature on the device here itself to actually pause or change music or any of that kind of stuff. I did see that it has none of the instructions in the manual gave that indication that it would do that. So I will also say I'm going to be putting it through some more of the damage testing here. So it does say in the owner's manual not to submerge it intentionally, as it may damage the speaker. So we're going to see what that actually means when we do that here. So let's get it in just to test it out to start off with. And it's connected. So with it being in the water, floats pretty easily here. And why don't we go ahead and close the door over there, and we'll put some darkness in here and run some music so you can see what this looks like while it is playing. Okay, so now it's all the way dark. Let's fire up some music. That is pretty stinking cool. So you see how that goes. Let's go ahead and pause the music there. Thank you, my man. So that's pretty cool. Obviously, with it being in a shallower tub, the light span is not going to be all that great when you put it in a 4-foot pool. You know, we're looking at maybe 18 inches of water here. Put it in a 4-foot or deeper pool, then the light is going to spread all over the place. And I think that'll end up being pretty cool. So that part is rather enjoyable. And obviously in hearing the volume there too, that was fairly decent sound. I think that also the sound is going to echo off the water a little bit too, so you may get a little bit of extra amplification. I'm also acknowledging that the bathroom here is full of mirrors and tile and hard surfaces, and so the sound will just reflect a lot in here. I have no idea how that's going to play out when we are outside in the pool. But in here, at least, it seems to be pretty decent. So what we are going to do is we are going to play a little bit of music and then start, I'll turn the volume down here so we're not deafening out everybody, but then I'm going to start messing with this, putting it under the water and just seeing what it's like when it gets wet. So let's fire up some music. All right, so I'm turning that down a little bit there. All right, so if it splashes like that, still seems to be running. If I submerge it all the way, okay, so it seems to be relatively resilient. I'm going to turn the volume up even more and then submerge it under the water. See if you end up hearing it at all. Okay, here we go. Okay, so it will not play when it's submerged. So I don't know if that's a protective feature or if it just deafens out the sound. But that seems to be pretty resilient. I like it. When you tip it side to side, seems like the weight, the ballast, that metal ring that's in the bottom will balance out so it sets upright. We'll flip it here and it always goes back right side up. Okay. All right, so I'm back outside after pulling that out of the water and everything. It took a little bit of time here to dry off, and yeah, it was quite a bit. I mean, there's still a bit of residual water and stuff in there. Not a huge deal. I was going to open it back up just to see how it did water protection wise, and seems like it is bone dry. So the gasket that's right there seemed to do the trick. All the way around, it seemed like it did its job as advertised. So I would say that this speaker itself is all the way around. I would say it's for 20 bucks. I mean, pretty good deal. I don't know if I would pay the $80 for it. I do also acknowledge that I am somewhat of a cheapskate with that kind of stuff. And so I probably would not have made the investment in that, but I do really like it. And so now having a chance to try it out, it would probably be, may even be worth the retail price for you guys. So if you get it on sale, great. Like I said, $20, very easy yes for me. So if Direct Tools still has that sale going on, jump onto these things because they are excellent. All right, guys, thanks for watching DIRYno. I am Ryan, and I hope you guys have a great time getting all of your projects and things like that done around the house. So have a great day, and last but not least, hit